rain falls over tiled roofs. A name hangs in the dark. Black Death Sect. A place where death is routine. A lone man stops before the gate. No hesitation, no emotion. Thunder splits the sky. "He's here! The nameless swordsman! Kill him!" Steel is drawn. Fear is louder than courage. They charge. One step forward, one blade raised, one life ends. He does not clash, he interrupts. Wrists fall, throats open, bodies collapse. Too slow, unnecessary movement. Blood shatters the rain's colorless world. Screams die faster than they begin. No anger, no mercy.
Footsteps splash through mud. Rain swallows the sound too late. "Kill him!" They surround him from every side, from every mistake. A foot twists, ground breaks, balance is stolen. The first blade swings. It never finishes the thought. Steel passes, blood answers. Red tears through the rain. Numbers collapse into bodies. A grip tightens, bone strains. Resistance is brief. A body snaps sideways. The sword follows through. Too far, too late. They see it now. This isn't skill, it's inevitability. "I've got you now, bastard!" Confidence blooms from behind. Air splits. Shriek! The strike lands first. The thought arrives after. How? Even from behind? An eye turns beneath the brim. Calm, focused, empty. Internal monologue. Positioning was flawed. Rain continues. As if nothing happened. A sword sinks into mud. A hand lies open. It will never close again. The courtyard exhales. Bodies remain. From above, the sect looks quiet. From within, it is finished. He walks. Past the dead. Past the broken. Inside the hall, someone kneels. Breathing shallow. Waiting. Robes marked with serpents. An elder. Alive. Footsteps stop. Rain listens. Sound cue. Sudden. Violent. Lightning tears the darkness apart. Two figures face each other. Elder. Controlled. Wary. So, you are the nameless swordsman. Silence answers first. Unnecessary conversation. Final narration. Cold. Absolute. Under the hat, his eyes remain still. Not hostile. Not curious. Just deciding. If you're a swordsman of justice, why are you wrapped up so tightly? The question lingers. Rain answers first. Because I'm not one. You're not a swordsman of justice. Then why hunt and kill the unorthodox faction? Lightning flickers. Red eyes open beneath the brain. I am not a righteous swordsman. No pride. No shame. Just correction. So you have deceived them all. I have deceived no one. They simply believed what they wanted to believe. The rain intensifies. The elder studies him. Not a hero. Not a savior. Something worse. What an interesting man you are. A hand lowers to the sword. Blue energy coils like a living thing.
Even if I must cross the river of the dead today, I don't think I'll have any regrets. Come then, whether you are the nameless swordsman or not, you are here to kill me all the same. Yes, shh, steel slides free. Shh, the rain does not slow, neither does he. They stand apart. Rain falls between them. One drop, stretching in the air. It hits the ground. Bish! Both move. No warning, no second breath. Red light ignites beneath the brim. Steel meets steel, vision meets vision. The world reduces to lines, angles, killing intent. Krang! From the mountains, it looks like lightning struck the sect itself. A step inside the guard. A turn of the wrist. A cut that doesn't hesitate. Blood runs down the blade. Drips. Drip. Footsteps through water. Only one set continues. The sword is stained. The hand holding it is steady. Crack! Boom! Lightning crowns him in white. Rain traces his face. Blood mixes without meaning. One red eye watches the storm. Justice was never part of it. Petals fall. Not rain, not blood, just petals. One drifts lower and lands. Plip. Red spreads beneath it. Not from the sky, from the dead. A foot steps down. Splash. Blood answers around the soul. A face lies beside it. Eyes open, unseeing. Robes marked with the righteous seal, symbols once worn with pride, now soaked. The mountain glows beneath a dying sun. Petals drift across banners, across spears, across hundreds gathered below the sect gates. An army of the Orthodox. To think the mount that I once knew would end up like this. Below them, bodies, scattered across stone like discarded offerings. Amitabha. They see only the aftermath. They do not yet see him, but the petals keep falling, as if the mountain itself is bleeding quietly.
You bastard! Show yourself this instant! A boot drags across blood. Scritch. From the shadow of the gate, a hand emerges. It holds a head. Blood threads down from torn hair, drips steadily onto stone. Behind him, banners of the righteous sects snap in the dusk wind. An army waits. Shaolin, Wudong, Ching Ching, Nam Gung. He names them one by one. You certainly brought quite a crowd. Shut your mouth! Who the hell are you? Why have you committed such a massacre? An eye twitches. Veins stand against skin. Steel shifts. Shk. The head falls. Rolls once. Stops. I came because I heard Manhwa was the strongest. Blood spreads beneath the former sect leader's face. But it seems rumors can't be trusted. Is this guy the sect leader of Manhwa? Of Manhwa? His sword lifts. The edge is dark with old red. Well, since you've all swarmed here together, he lowers the tip toward the earth.
Petals circle him in a slow spiral. I assume you're stronger than Manhwa was. Ah! Killing intent detonates from the front ranks. Eyes blaze white, steel flashes forward, and in the center of it all, he does not move. Yet.
I will kill you right here and appease the souls of Mount Hua. 3 masters step forward, a monk with a ringed staff, a swordsman with twin blades, a veteran with killing intent carved into his stance. Steel rises. Whoom! They descend together, blue arcs, golden shockwaves, blades crossing mid-air like falling stars. As I thought, his lips curve, not strained, not desperate, excited. This place is a lot of fun. White swallows red, sound stretches thin, fragments of petals, fragments of bodies, fracture into static. Zzzt. Darkness. Then, a ceiling. Curtains drawn tight, a couch beneath him. Whew! His pulse is steady, no blood, no wounds, only the echo of battle. Was a coordinated attack from that many people still too much for me? He picks up the headset, black casing, cables coiled like sleeping serpents. On the screen beside him, Murim Online, a recently developed virtual reality Murim game. Violence so realistic it sparked protests, blood so vivid it blurred the line. They called it excessive, they called it dangerous, he called it immersive. There's really no game quite like this. The TV flickers on, breaking news scrolls across the bottom. An executive from Dado Industries, missing, the company behind the game. I should try a more quiet approach next time. The room is dim, the world is calm, but his eyes still carry a faint red glimmer, as if the game hasn't quite let him go.
Assassination seems like a good choice too. The TV hums softly. News anchors speak of missing executives. He barely listens. Spare. Spare. The sound isn't from the television. It's from behind him. Spare. Me. Oh, right. His hand lowers beside the couch. Metal slides free. Between parted curtains, a man kneels, face swollen, one eye sealed shut. Blood dark on the floorboards. Please, just my life. A silhouette steps forward. The hammer rests across his shoulder. Spare you. He crouches, grips the man's jaw. Look, I don't know why you kidnapped me, but I really didn't do anything. Photographs spill outward. A girl dragged into a room, a bound victim pleading, the same man smiling beside them. Different dates, different faces, same expression. How could you? His voice breaks when he sees them. If you truly hadn't done anything. He adjusts his grip on the hammer. You wouldn't have become my prey. The room goes silent. No game interface, no respawn. Only the dull weight of steel and the sound of a man realizing there is no reset in this world. I'm reflecting on my actions. Please, please spare me. His head snaps sideways. Teeth clack together. Blood threads from split lips. But that phrase, spare me. A faint smile forms. Between you and me. Light blooms behind him, violet and red swallowing the dark. Isn't it getting a bit tired? One eye twitches. The tremble stops. You son of a bitch. He forces himself upright. You're dead meat. The prey stands. Grip tightens around iron. Breath evens. Desperation becomes violence. I'll kill you! Steel swings downward, wild, heavy. The protagonist does not retreat. He tilts his head, watches, calculates. His eye gleams the same crimson as in the game. Rah! Red arcs through the darkness. In Murim Online, men screamed like this before they died. In this room, the difference is simple. There is no respawn timer.
The hammer doesn't hesitate. It drives forward, crushing through guard and bone. Man, choked gasp. Ugh! Air bursts from his lungs. His body folds around the blow. Momentum steals his balance. A second movement. Cleaner, shorter. No wasted motion. Impact cue. Wham! He lifts off the ground, weightless for half a breath. Then gravity remembers him. Stone cracks. Dust blooms. Limbs sprawl without dignity. Blood runs into one eye. The other trembles. Understanding begins to settle. Man, voice shaking, scrambling backward. Stay back! Stay back! He drags himself toward the wall. Fingers scrape uselessly against cold stone. Man, breaking, shrill. I don't want to die! I don't want to die! Now he says it plainly. No threats, no pride, just fear. Most humans are herbivores. A quiet step forward. Among them, a small number are carnivores. Breath fogs faintly in the dark. They attack and hunt those weaker than themselves. He flinches before he's touched. To devour them. He raises the hammer again. Not in anger, not in excitement. Just instinct. Because tonight, the carnivore met something higher on the food chain. And I am the hunter. He walks forward, hammer hanging loose at his side. Behind him, his shadow stretches impossibly tall, monstrous, close, crimson eye. One red light burns in the dark, unblinking. Who hunts those carnivores? Man, voice cracking, scrambling back. Don't come any closer. Stay away. He trips over his own heels, hands raised. Too late. Man, hysterical, spitting fear. Stay back, you crazy bastard! Bang. Light floods the corridor. Footsteps. Multiple. Ordered. Don't move. Uniformed officers flood the room, weapons drawn. Red dots tremble across walls and flesh. He stands in the center, hammer still in hand, the broken man at his feet. Predator, prey, witnesses. The hierarchy rearranges itself in seconds. A voice from the doorway, controlled, authoritative. Dong Bong Su, a suited man, steps forward, hand adjusting his coat. Not shouting, not panicked, certain. For the first time tonight, the hunter pauses. Detective, I'm arresting you on charges of kidnapping, confinement, and murder. A dozen guns remain trained. No one lowers their aim. Detective, without blinking. And murder. Silence tightens. The word hangs heavier than the smoke. His red eye doesn't flicker. Not denial, not fear. Just calculation. Protagonist. Quiet thought. How did the police find this place? Gunshot. Bang. A bullet tears into the wall beside him. Concrete spits dust against his cheek. Detective, voice hardening. I said, don't move, you prick. The barrel remains steady, unwavering. These are live rounds. The glow dims slightly. Not gone, just contained. He stands alone, hammer in hand. A wall of uniforms in front of him. Authority, law, witnesses. The situation, the memory overlaps. A different battlefield, a blood-red sky, falling petals, a lone figure surrounded, is quite similar. A soft breath, almost a laugh.
Do you have any idea? His eyes flick toward the man on the floor. This scumbag killed a total of 6 women. He tortured them and took photos while playing with them before they died. The officers shift uneasily. Even they hadn't heard it phrased that way. The corpses next to him are all the same. Most of them are murderers. The room grows quieter. The detective keeps his weapon raised. The hunter lowers nothing. Between them, justice and interpretation.
These guys are beasts. A red iris fills the dark, unblinking. Carnivores that hunt ordinary, innocent people. The glow deepens. I'm just the hunter who catches those beasts. Man on the floor, sobbing, frantic. Do you understand? The one you should be shooting isn't me. Spittle, tears, snot. It's this guy. He points with a shaking hand. Is that so? 2 guns now. 2 muzzles. Centered. But what can I do? A faint exhale. To my eyes, all I see is a psychopathic killer who kidnaps and murders people. No tremor in his aim. Close. Protagonist's eye. No anger. Just distance. I guess I really can't communicate with the police. The hammer lowers slightly, as if in thought. Freeze! Finger tightens. The hammer shifts in his grip. Not to swing, to throw. Impact cue. Steel whistles through air. Detective, eyes widening. Too fast. Impact. Crack. Blood bursts outward in a violent bloom. The body behind the gun collapses. 1 shot fired, 1 life ended. The line has been crossed. If there's a next time for me, a vertical surge of light engulfs him. I hope there are plenty of beasts I can kill without worry. The world blurs. Yeah, a place like the Murim. A pillar of blue-white energy tears upward, shattering air, splitting dust. Last beat. And then he's gone. Air crashes into his lungs. Cold, wet. He chokes on it. I'm alive? I definitely heard the gun go off. Snow drifts past his face. Or ash. Or something unfamiliar. Voice. Older. Irritated. Oh? I thought for sure you were dead, but you're still kicking. Close. Red iris. It narrows. Alive. Older man. Scowling. This little brat. He steps forward. Grabs a fistful of hair. Yanks his head back. Older man. Snarling. Do you have any idea how much I struggled to drag you from the marketplace? Knuckles tighten. Older man. Casual cruelty. Should I just kill you for real right now? Protagonist. He doesn't beg. Doesn't shake. He smiles. Just slightly. Older man. Clicking tongue. Tss. He releases him with a shove. See you tomorrow. I'm done. Footsteps fade. The door remains open. Moonlight spills in. Close. Red eye burning. Not fear. Recognition. Narration. New body, new place. Same hierarchy. Action. Hand reaches. His fingers curl around a stone. Rough. Heavy enough. Wide shot. Target walking away. The man's back is turned. Confident. Unaware. It doesn't matter what world this is. There are always beasts. Final movement. He rises. Energy coils around him. Violent. Purple. Unstable. Not the law. Not justice. Instinct. Last line. The hunter has awakened again. His lungs burn. Each inhale scrapes. Damn it, my body. He tries to push himself up. His arms tremble. Too light. Too weak. Pause. A hand presses against thick hair. He freezes. Huh? Close. Fingers clutching fabric. The texture is wrong. The skin. Thinner. Rough. Scarred. Narration. He sits up slowly. Bones sharp beneath skin. Ribs visible. A frame starved and beaten. This body. Purple darkness coils behind him. It's not mine. Close. Palm against nape. Old wounds. Layered scars. Not fresh. Not his. Where did all these scars come from? Movement. He turns toward the window. Moonlight spills across the floor. Cool. Ancient. Close. Both eyes glowing faintly red. Recognition ignites. Wide shot.
Moon over tiered rooftops, stone stairways, pagoda silhouettes, lantern light in distant courtyards, an etched place in memory. I know exactly where this place is. A breath, slow, almost reverent. That name is surely, black panel, final confirmation. The Murim, you say? Long silence. He kneels in the doorway of light, small, frailer than before, but smiling. Water runs down his face. Or perhaps it's tears. Protagonist, low, trembling with exhalation. My wish has come true. System text, crimson letters. Player, Dongbong Su. Welcome to the world of the truly strong. Murim online. Final image. His eyes widen. Then, he laughs. Not hysterical, not broken, hungry.
The rake scrapes across the filthy floor. Straw and manure drag in uneven lines. A horse exhales sharply, steam curling from its nostrils. The stable is quiet until the doors slam open. Light floods in. Hey, Sam. He turns quickly, heart jumping. Lord Macho? He grips the rake tighter. The man wrinkles his nose. Follow me right now. I have a job for you. A pause. Hesitation. Right now, sir? His voice falters. I still haven't finished cleaning the stables. The strike comes without warning. His vision explodes white as his head snaps sideways. A hand grips his face brutally. Do I look like I'm asking you for a favor right now? His breath stutters. The grip tightens. The Danzi clan lets a stuttering orphan like you eat and sleep here. Another violent shove. So you must have forgotten your place. He's forced down, humiliated. The man looms over him. You're just a slave, do you understand? Silence. Only the sound of his breathing. Outside, the yard is bright and open. Workers glance up. Where is Macho? Why did you come alone, Dong-o? Macho smiles casually. Oh, you know how it is, old man. He chuckles. Brother Macho is at the Bongyang Inn again today with Ang. A crude clicking sound follows. Having a drink. The older man's expression hardens slightly. Well, it doesn't particularly matter, but did only you two come? He gestures toward the heavy pile of scrap wood and broken tools. It'll be hard to move these with just the two of you. Macho laughs loudly, slapping his thigh. Oh, come on, can't you see him? He jerks a thumb back carelessly. We've got a perfectly good... His grin widens. Behind him, Sam stands quietly, head lowered, eyes shadowed, listening.
He's lifted like nothing and slammed forward. Beast of burden right here. His body whips through the air before crashing into the dirt. He lies there, stunned. A voice calls out, almost amused. Brother Sam, what are you doing? Bootsteps approach. A massive figure looms above him, grinning down with heavy contempt. Get up and start moving these weapons. Sam's fingers twitch against the ground. A hollow reply leaves him. Ah, right. His hands press together as if in obedience. Above him, the man stretches lazily. Now that I think about it, I have an appointment at the Bongyang Inn today too, don't I? He waves dismissively. My bad. Looks like you'll have to put in some extra work today, Brother Sam. A pause. Cruel cheerfulness. I'll be going first, so good luck with that. Dust settles around Sam's bowed head. Inside, the older worker watches silently. His eyes soften, then shift away. Back in the red void, Sam runs, hunched under a mountain of blades strapped across his back. The world is nothing but blood and shadow. His body trembles under the weight. He stumbles, weapons spill, clattering across the ground. He drops to his knees. The pile crushes down over him. Metal pierces. He forces himself up again, step by step,
dragging the burden forward, in silence, in red.
The sky burns red above tiled rooftops. A tired voice, gentle but worried. Good work. The old Nan's hands tremble. But child, why don't you take a rest? So Sam stands with his back turned, shoulders shaking faintly. The elder's voice lowers, almost afraid of his own words. Your complexion is terrible. You look like... A pause, thick with dread. Like someone who's about to die. So Sam's face tilts into the dim light. Hollow eyes, lips drained of color. I'm fine. He walks into the red dusk alone. Wind brushes past empty streets. From somewhere deep, a whisper coils around him. So Sam. His breath fogs. It's cold. The darkness thickens. A voice, cruel and intimate, presses against his skull. Do you really want to drag out this pathetic bug-like life? A shadow blocks his path. Glowing eyes stare down at him from a monstrous frame. What are you doing? Get out of my way. So Sam looks up slowly, small, frail. I'm sorry. The world explodes in red. A brutal impact caves into him. Where did it all go wrong? His body is hurled across the ground like discarded cloth. Was it when my family died in the storm and I was the only survivor? Another crushing blow. Was it when I knocked on the Danri clan's gate just to survive? A fist slams into his face, bone against bone, blood against dust. Or maybe silence, darkness swallowing everything. It's cold. He lies curled on the ground, barely breathing. A tiny voice escapes into the void. Save me. The red fades. Only the cold remains. A thin bar of light spills from the small window above. Dust drifts through it like dying stars. He lifts his head slowly. One eye opens. Red. Not weak, not broken. Awake. He sits curled in the corner, breath shallow, fingers digging into his sleeves. The stable is quiet, except for the shifting of horses. A whisper surfaces from the haze. So Sam. So that was this kid's name. Memories ripple like water disturbed. Fragments that are not his. He presses a hand to his chest. Pain. Not from wounds, from understanding. He stands beneath the narrow beam of light. This body is small, starved, beaten thin. A realization settles, cold and precise. This seems to be the stable from his memories. He touches his face, feels unfamiliar skin. So the real So Sam was beaten to death. A pause. No grief in his tone, only fact. His red eye sharpens, and I took over his body. Silence answers him. Then, a flicker of blue light bursts into existence before him. Huh? A translucent window floats in the air, glowing softly. Wait, what's this? Letters arrange themselves neatly across the screen. Welcome to Murim Online, the world of the truly strong. His gaze narrows. Recognition. Isn't this the status window from Murim Online? Outside, morning spreads across tiled rooftops and courtyard stones. A clan member walks through the yard, carrying a bowl, irritation etched deep in his face. Why do I always have to do this shit? He scowls at the mess in his hands. Am I the only one in this massive Danri clan who can clean up horse shit? He clicks his tongue, annoyed. If he was done with his work, he should have just gone straight home. The courtyard hums with ordinary life, unaware. Inside the stable, a red-eyed boy stares at a blue window only he can see, and the world has already begun to change.
Flames of irritation flare behind crossed arms.
Why the hell did he have to bring in Pang Do-riang of all people? That guy's a psycho. His jaw tightens. I even sent Dong Jin with him just in case. Veins bulge at his temple. Damn it, why does a great man like me have to clean up after a half-wit? His eyes darken with something uglier. A thought slips through clenched teeth. Kill him myself. Silence. Then reason claws its way back. Disc, no, the risk is too high. A bead of sweat runs down his cheek. If I get caught, it'll be my head on the chopping block first. The stable door slams open. Gah! He storms in, bowl in hand, fury barely contained. Inside, So Sam sits slumped against the wall. Ah, you useless moron! Why did you have to stay alive just to make my life difficult? The bowl is shoved forward. Too hard. It slips. Ah! Food scatters across the wooden floor. So Sam doesn't flinch. The man glares down at him, breathing heavy. So Sam's face tilts up slightly. Calm. Empty. Unbothered. Later, he sits alone with the fallen bowl at his feet. His thoughts move detached. Is it the second week already? Light from the small window cuts across his face. It's been 2 weeks since I woke up here. His fingers curl loosely over his knee, measured, analytical. From what I've gathered through Mitchell and the outside world's situation, his gaze lowers, shadows hiding his eyes. He isn't the beaten boy anymore. He's observing, calculating, waiting. A single word settles in his mind. First. He watches from the stable doorway. The courtyard stretches wide beneath a clear blue sky. Tiled roofs, ordered formations, rows of men holding spears in disciplined lines. His thoughts sharpen. The people here use hanja, but this isn't China. Steel flashes as blades are drawn in unison. Arms tense, feet shift, breath synchronizes. The reason is, a sword glints in cold light. One word ignites across his memory. Martial arts. Not the staged choreography of cinema, not fantasy scribbled across worn novel pages. Techniques once confined to fiction. Techniques that only existed in movies and novels. Figures leap skyward, robes billowing. Palms shatter stone. Energy swirls like visible wind. People fly through the air. A blade arcs faster than sight, and move faster than the eye can follow. A roar echoes. Ha! Dozens answer in unison. Ha! The formation strikes as one, blades cutting clean lines through empty air. Precision, power, reality. From the shadows, a red eye watches, unblinking. In this place, those martial arts are a living reality. Steel gleams beneath the sun. Voices rise in fierce rhythm. And in his mind, a familiar title burns. Murim Online. Recognition settles like cold certainty. It's like a live-action version of Murim Online. The game he knew, the world he mastered. Now, it breathes.
A second conclusion forms. Second. Blue light washes over his face. This status window and system. The translucent panel floats before him, numbers and attributes glowing faintly. He studies it carefully. To be precise, stats, skills, titles, everything arranged exactly as he remembers. For some reason, the Murim Online status window is working and only I can see it. At first, he thought it was a dream, a game, a hallucination stitched together by familiarity. At first, I thought this was just a game because of the window and the martial arts. His hand tightens into a fist. Wood creaks under the pressure. Pain shoots up his knuckles. Real, solid, unforgiving. This is definitely reality. Faces flash through his mind. Sweat, fear, cruel laughter. Every person here has their own emotions. A twisted grin, a glare filled with resentment.
They are alive, and they are moving. Men train under the open sky, blades cutting wind, breathing, bleeding, living. The blue glow reflects in his eye. A split image. Game, reality. Then what am I? A human or a player? Silence. His hand lowers slowly. A faint exhale escapes him. A small, dry sound slips from his lips. Aha! The stable door slides open with a harsh scrape. A bulky shadow fills the entrance. Look at you, Brother Sam, living the high life. The man steps in, grin stretched wide and ugly. While someone else got their ass kicked and punished because of some idiot? His eyes gleam with resentment. He leans closer, breath hot, voice low. Kept you waiting, didn't I, you little shit? The blue window flickers softly in the dark, unseen, unheard, waiting with him. The man looms at the entrance, heavy steps, smug grin. So-Sam doesn't answer. Wood creaks as the man shifts his weight. A bowl tilts in his hand, food sloshing lazily. So-Sam rises, slow, unsteady. The bowl lifts to his lips. He drinks it down in one motion. Look at this guy. The man's smile twitches, irritation rising. A sharp step forward. I'm talking to you, you bastard. His hand flashes, steel glints. A short blade tears free from his sleeve. I'm really gonna kill. A sudden blur, a violent spray of red. The blade never finishes its arc. Huh? Something cold slides across flesh, something faster than his eyes. The bowl shatters. A streak of blue cuts through the dim stable. So-Sam's eyes burn crimson in the dark, unblinking, merciless. The man's hand trembles. Blood pours from his throat. Gurgle. His knees hit the floor, fingers clawing uselessly at the wound. So-Sam steps closer, voice low, flat. Guak Dong-o, that kid you used to know. The man's mouth opens and closes. Air won't come. Gurgle. So-Sam's red gaze narrows, cold, certain. The stable is silent again, except for the choking.
His red eyes gleam in the dark. He died a long time ago. A faint sound escapes the man's torn throat. Groan. Blood bubbles at his lips. He jerks violently, fists swinging in blind panic. Gack! A desperate punch crashes forward. Too slow. A flash of red splits the air. A scream rips from him. Cut short. Steel moves once. Clean. Brutal. A fountain of crimson erupts, sprays the walls, paints the floor. The stable drowns in red. Another strike, and another. Wet impacts echo in the confined space until the body stops moving. Silence returns. Only the sound of blood dripping. He stands over the corpse, silhouetted, swallowed by a storm of scarlet. Breathing steady, eyes burning. The question lingers in his mind. Human? Player? Blood rains around him like a curtain. He doesn't look away. That doesn't matter. His gaze sharpens, cutting through the red haze. As I thought. No illusion, no game, no reset. This place is, without a doubt, reality. Rain pours from a blood-red sky, soaking a battlefield where blades clash and bodies fall beneath a towering, ominous presence. I can feel the great law of this world emanating from both this guy and Machil. Flames rise, steel screams, the mountain of corpses grows higher. The law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. The world itself feels savage, breathing, watching, judging. If it's this place,
A single eye snaps open, red, wide, alive with something unhinged. If it's here, I don't have to hide my true nature. I can hunt to my heart's content. A wolf's snarl cuts through the rain, teeth bared beneath the crimson storm. Because people like me. The sky shifts, a colossal spectral beast, glowing blue, monstrous, untouchable, descends like a god of predators. No, carnivores that are even stronger and more monstrous. Its presence crushes the air, the gates of Murim tremble beneath its roar. A lone figure stands before it, small but unafraid. Will be roaming freely in the jungle they call the Murim. Rain streams down his blood-streaked face. His arm lifts slowly, testing strength returning to battered muscles. A crack, bones settling, breath steadying. As soon as my body recovers, the hunt begins again. A smile spreads across torn lips, thin, delighted, dangerous. Firelight flickers against his teeth. He raises his hand toward the blazing heavens, fingers curling as if grasping fate itself. For the true predators.
The room is quiet now. Too quiet. Blood stains the wooden walls in violent streaks, dark and drying. A body lies sprawled on the floor, barely visible in the dim blue light. He sits cross-legged in front of it, elbow resting on his knee, cheek pressed against his knuckles, watching, thinking. His gaze lowers to the corpse, cold, unimpressive. His eyelid droops lazily. Normally, a guy like this wouldn't even be worth hunting, but his eye sharpens, a thin glint of calculation cutting through the fatigue. There's something I need to verify. He shifts slightly, glancing at the blood pooling beneath the body. The metallic scent lingers in the air, thick and familiar. Then, a single word leaves his lips. Inventory. The air in front of him ripples. Light gathers. A massive swirling blue vortex materializes, framed in ornate edges like an ancient gate submerged underwater. He tilts his head back slightly, studying it. Something's different. His eyes narrow. In Murim Online, the inventory was a grid-based system where one item took up one slot. For a brief moment, an image overlays in his mind, neat squares containing meat, herbs, scrolls. Organized, limited, predictable. But this, he raises a finger and touches the surface. It ripples like water. But this inventory is just one massive open space. His hand pushes deeper. The vortex swallows his arm up to the elbow without resistance. A faint pulling sensation hums around him. His eyes widen slightly, not in fear, in intrigue. He leans forward, reaching further into the endless blue expanse. It stretches, farther, deeper. No edges. No walls, just space. Vast. It's huge, must be at least 300 square meters. A slow smile curves at the corner of his mouth. This world isn't following the old rules, and that makes it far more interesting. The corpse lies twisted against the blood-stained wall. He stands over it, blue light from the swirling inventory casting cold reflections across the room. His fingers hover in the air for a moment, testing,
measuring. He steps closer and grabs the body by the collar, dragging it upright. The dead man's head lolls back, mouth open, eyes dull. This is how it worked in the game, right? His palm spreads across the man's face, firm, unhesitating. Store in inventory. For a split second, the body glitches. Fragments of blue light crawl over the skin. Then, it shatters into shards of data-like particles. A violent burst of wind spirals outward. Glass-like fragments and red streaks swirl around him as the vortex devours everything in a single breath. The room empties. Silence crashes down. He lowers his hand slowly. Above him, the blue space churns calmly again, undisturbed. His red eye widens. That massive thing vanished in an instant. A thin grin forms, predatory, satisfied. This is an incredibly useful feature. I can definitely make use of this. He turns toward the glowing portal, studying it with renewed hunger. A thought slips in, sharp, curious. Wait, can I put living things in here too? His fingers brush his chin, calculating. If I do, will they stay alive, or... His smile deepens slightly, shadows cutting across his face. Experimentation, possibility, cruel curiosity. I'll need to experiment a bit more. The vortex hums quietly beside him. Then, the scene shifts. Bright sky, soft clouds drifting over tiled rooftops. The world of Murim stretches beyond the horizon. And somewhere beneath that peaceful sky, a predator begins planning his next hunt.
Two stable hands stand near the entrance, laughing under the warm daylight. One gestures casually, thumb hooked at his belt, grin wide with mockery. In the shadows behind them, the boy steps forward quietly, a wooden stick resting over his shoulder. Their eyes meet. A smirk curls across one man's lips. He leans closer to his companion, whispering with a crooked smile. Then, the boy moves, a sudden blur. Wham! The stick slams down with sharp force. Both men jerk in shock, bodies recoiling as the sound cracks through the stable like a snapped bone. Before they can recover, a shadow looms over him. A thick hand grabs his hair and yanks his head back. The sky fills his vision, bright, blinding. A scowl hovers above him. "Hey, you half-wit, I heard you went mute." Silence. His lips part slightly. Ugh. A broken, breathy sound escapes him, crooked, unconvincing. The man sneers, disgust twisting his face. "Tch, you mute bastard, don't just slack off here." A rough shove, fingers jab toward the stall behind him. "Take that horse for a walk." Inside, the horse shifts impatiently. The boy stumbles forward, gripping the rope tightly. The man clenches his fist, veins bulging at his temple. God, what am I supposed to do with a brat who can't even speak right anymore? The boy lowers his head, shoulders slumped, hair hiding his eyes, submissive, obedient. The rope tightens in his grip. Moments later, he walks through the village street beneath a clear blue sky, leading the horse calmly at his side. Villagers pass without a second glance. His expression remains dull, empty. But beneath lowered lashes, his eyes watch everything. Quiet, calculating, waiting. The marketplace buzzes with life. Vendors shout prices, pots clang, smoke rises from food stalls. People haggle, laugh, complain. He walks through it all quietly, one hand holding the horse's reins. His eyes shift slightly beneath messy black hair. Watching, measuring, calculating. A group of boys linger near a wooden fence, whispering. They notice him. Grins spread across their faces. One of them scoops up a small rock and winds his arm back. "Take that!" The stone flies. It strikes the side of his head with a dull crack. He doesn't flinch, doesn't cry out. The rock drops to the ground. He simply adjusts the grip on the reins. His lips curl faintly, almost amused. The boys burst into laughter. "Look at the dummy! Stupid So-Sam!" One pulls his cheeks wide in mockery. Another giggles behind him. "He can't even talk anymore!" A smaller boy steps forward, imitating broken speech. "Mute So-Sam!" Tears suddenly spill down his face as he rubs his eyes dramatically. Fake sobbing. Exaggerated. Cruel. The air shifts. Dark. For a split second, the world behind the laughing children turns black and red. A towering shadow rises behind them, silent, suffocating, predatory. The boy closest to him stiffens, his crying falters. A chill runs down his spine. Then, light returns. The marketplace noise floods back in. He gently pats the horse's neck. A soft, broken sound leaves his lips. His expression is harmless, blank, submissive. The boys hesitate, confused. He gives the horse another calm pat and continues walking, head lowered, steps steady. But the faint curve at the corner of his mouth lingers, patient. Because predators don't hunt when the crowd is watching. He walks away with the horse, back straight, steps steady. Behind him, laughter erupts again. "Oh," a mocking voice carries across the street. "Stuttering So-Sam." Small feet pound the dirt as children point and jeer at his retreating figure. He doesn't turn around. He doesn't react. But the words follow him. They echo. The sky above him darkens in his mind. A red haze bleeds across his thoughts. A shadow stretches tall and jagged against a blood-colored backdrop. So-Sam's a mute. Pebbles clatter near his heels. "He can't do anything." The whispers twist. "He's an idiot." His head lowers slightly. The ground beneath his feet fades into white noise. Step, step, step. The sound of his soles pressing into dirt is the only thing steady in the storm. Elsewhere, a man grumbles while cleaning weapons inside a wooden room. "Ugh, a man like me shouldn't be stuck cleaning weapons." He wipes a blade roughly, irritation clear on his face. That bastard Guak Don Chan hasn't shown his face in days. He approaches a closed door and frowns. Did he drop dead somewhere? His hand pushes it open. The door creaks. Huh? Inside, a figure stands in the shadows, head slightly tilted, eyes calm, watching. The man stiffens. "What? Why are you coming out of there?" The boy steps forward slowly from the darkened room, quiet, expression unreadable, and the air between them grows just a little heavier. The weapon rack gleams, blades polished to a mirror shine, not a speck of dust, not a streak out of place. Even the wooden shelves look freshly scrubbed, sparkling under the light. The man stares, eyes widening. Wait, did this brat do all my work for me? He steps inside, still holding a weapon loosely in one hand. Behind him, the boy stands quietly with a broom, posture slightly hunched, head lowered. The man studies him carefully. The change unsettles him. He almost died, and now he's a completely different person. His gaze sharpens, suspicious, curious. He's fast, efficient, and does things I didn't ask for. The boy coughs softly into his fist. Those dull, half-lit eyes look harmless, obedient. The man's expression slowly softens. Has he finally become a decent human being? The boy reaches into his sleeve and pulls out a small pouch. He tilts his head slightly. This is... The man blinks, leans closer, sees the coins inside. His eyes snap wide. Greed floods in instantly.
He bursts into laughter, grabbing the boy by the shoulders. "Ha ha! Boha! You little brat, you finally learned how the world works." He throws an arm around him roughly, shaking him with forced affection. "That's my boy. Keep this up from now on." The pouch is snatched away, tucked greedily into the man's robe. The boy stumbles back a step as the man walks off, still grinning to himself. Coins clink softly in his grip. Behind him, the boy stands still, face calm, eyes no longer dull, watching the man's back as he leaves, silent, calculating, because generosity from a predator is never kindness, it's bait.
The pouch spun through the crimson sky, cutting across the glow of hanging lanterns as if it were a falling omen. Moron, he doesn't even realize he's paying for his own funeral. The bag dropped and landed neatly in his waiting hand. Below the burning sunset, the old man grinned, lantern light flickering across his wrinkled face. Exactly. Don't just bow your head all the time. You've got to show some flexibility like this. He weighed the pouch with a satisfied bounce. Let's see. My pockets are full today. The coins clinked sweetly. His grin stretched wider. Should I go see Cho-san instead of Aang? The grand brothel stood drenched in red light, lanterns swaying gently in the evening breeze. He strode forward boldly, tossing the pouch once before catching it again. The attendants stiffened the moment they saw him. "Welcome, sir. Oh, Lord Machill, you're here." He slung an arm over the greeter's shoulder, smiling as if they were old friends. "Yeah, go bring Cho-san out." The attendant blinked, confused. "Sure thing. You usually call for Aang." The old man's smile sharpened. "Wait, Cho-san?" A vein throbbed at his temple as he bared his teeth. "That's right." The attendant hesitated, sweat forming at his brow. The old man tightened his grip on the pouch and shoved it forward. "You doubt me? I've got the cash here." The servant's expression flipped instantly into a deep, greedy smile. "Thank you, sir. Head to the last room on the second floor, and I'll bring Cho-san right away." Moments later, in a quiet wooden room lit by a single lantern, he sat alone at a low table. Steam curled from the food before him. He picked up his chopsticks, breath puffing slightly through his nose, impatience simmering beneath the forced calm. The coins were spent, the choice was made, and somewhere beyond that sliding door, fate was already preparing its punchline. The wooden door slid slightly, lantern light spilling across the floor. "I'm coming in." The door opened wider, and she stepped inside gracefully, hands folded neatly before her. "It's Cho-san, sir." He froze. She stood there in soft silk, shoulders bare, posture elegant, eyes lowered in quiet composure. The air itself seemed to change. His breath hitched as heat crept up his face. She's on a whole different level from Aang. He cleared his throat, trying to gather what little dignity he had left. "Ahem, sit here." She obeyed without a word, kneeling close beside him. The faint scent of perfume drifted between them. "I'll pour you a drink, sir." Her delicate hands lifted the bottle. His grin widened, eyes nearly disappearing as he leaned in. "Yes, yes, pour one. Ha ha, ah." The liquid trickled into his cup. His gaze slid down to her fingers, pale and slender against the ceramic. "By the way, you have such lovely hands." The wooden wall behind them stood silent. A thin crack between the planks. From the darkness within that slit, something watched. "Come a little closer." The whisper didn't belong to her. The crack widened just enough. "That's it. Closer." An eye opened inside the wood, round, blood-red, unblinking, watching. Closer. In the suffocating dark beyond the wall, a face slowly emerged from shadow. One eye glowed the same crimson, reflecting the lantern's flame like a living ember. The pupil tightened, fixed directly at the old man, unblinking, hungry. The red sunset burned over the rooftops as the words echoed again in his mind. "If you head to the room at the end of the second floor, I'll bring Cho-san to you right away."
The sign of Bongyang Inn glowed beneath rows of lanterns. He stood at the entrance, hands clasped behind his back, posture confident, like a man who believed the night belonged to himself. From the shadows, a pair of eyes watched. Tsk! He actually went for a girl young enough to be his daughter. The old man's lips curled into a greedy smile as he loosened the pouch in his hands. The fabric crinkled softly. But hey, money is money. Coins clinked inside as he chuckled low in his throat. The door slid. Open. A silhouette stretched long across the wooden floor, backlit by the orange glow outside. The attendant blinked. "Welcome." "You're—" The figure didn't answer. He stepped forward slowly, his outline sharp against the dying light of dusk. The old man's brows furrowed as he approached, irritation rising. He leaned down, sneering. "Hey, mute, do you even know where you are?" No response. His face twisted. "Get lost right now before I—" The words died in his throat. A small pouch was suddenly thrust up in front of his face. He stared at it, eyes widening. The stranger's voice trembled slightly. The old man grabbed the pouch, grin returning instantly as he loosened the knot. The cloth peeled back. Gold. Stacks of coins gleamed inside, catching the lantern light. His eye twitched. That wasn't just payment. It was bait. The attendant's greasy smile stretched wide, teeth flashing under lantern light. "If you wait in the second room from the end of the second floor, I'll bring Ang to you right away." The Bongyang Inn glowed red beneath the hanging lantern. A lone figure walked toward its doors, steps steady, silhouettes swallowed by the warm light. Darkness bloomed. A hand wrapped in worn bandages tightened slowly inside a haze of crimson. The title of death itself seemed to breathe in the air. Inside a narrow room, Machil laughed to himself, scratching his bare chest arrogantly. Ha! This Machil still got it. Behind him, a presence. A blade rose silently, edge glinting inches from his throat. A hand descended. Wind split the air. His eyes snapped open. Steel flashed. Gak! The blade bit across his neck as cloth twisted tight against his throat. His body jerked violently. Gak! His fingers clawed at the fabric, digging into his windpipe, veins bulging as breath refused to come. The attacker's face emerged from the shadows behind him. Eyes cold, mouth set in quiet fury. Machil's voice broke into panic. What son of a bitch is—" The answer came in steel. A brutal slash tore across him as blood sprayed into the dim lantern glow as the room filled with the sound of ripping flesh. The laughter from moments ago vanished, only choking, and the wet, final echo of a blade finishing its work.
The struggle didn't last long. Wood creaked violently as the attacker twisted his body, dragging Machil backward. The blade flashed again, fast, merciless. A wet crack split the room. Machil's body jerked once. Then his head tore free. Blood sprayed in a violent arc across the wooden walls as something heavy thudded against the floor. From the darkness above, a single crimson eye watched without blinking. Machil's body collapsed onto its back, twitching, hands clawing at nothing. His severed head rolled aside, eyes bulging in frozen disbelief. The attacker stood over him, breathing unevenly. Blood rained down in slow droplets. Machil's eye, now dimming, stared upward. No arrogance left, only shock. The attacker adjusted his grip and shifted his weight, straddling the corpse as if it were nothing more than butchered livestock. His face came into view. Messy black hair, hollow cheeks, a mouth slowly stretching upward. A smile, too wide, too pleased. His red-tinged eyes trembled with something far worse than anger. They gleamed with joy. The room fell quiet except for the faint drip of blood striking wood. He loosened his hold and let the corpse slump fully flat. Silence.
His shoulders rose and fell once, twice. Then he straightened, wiping his blade clean with calm, deliberate movements. His breathing steadied. The madness receded from his expression, replaced by something cold, controlled. He stood in the dim lantern glow, face half-shadowed, eyes lowered. Not a trace of hesitation, not a flicker of regret. Only the stillness of someone who had just done exactly what he intended to do. He stood facing the wooden wall, back to the room, the corpse sprawled behind him in a dark, spreading pool. A narrow slit opened in the planks ahead, faint light slipping through. Slowly, he raised his bandaged hand. The cloth around his wrist loosened and slid free. His palm opened. A cold blue glow burst to life. Store in inventory. The blood-stained blade shimmered and vanished into thin air. Silence returned. Good thing I practiced using the inventory. He glanced down at the headless body beneath him, eyes calm, calculating. It'll definitely be a huge help in my future hunts. A translucent screen flickered into existence before his gaze, casting pale blue light across his face. Icons hovered in neat rows. Quest, skill, gear, item. Above them, blurred stats. Marshal ATK, question mark. Marshal DEF, question mark. A thin bar shifted slightly. I've gained experience. His red eyes sharpened. Killing people in this world grants experience points. He turned away from the corpse, shoulders relaxed. And once that experience builds up, I can level up. A slow inhale. Leveling up makes me stronger. His pupils trembled faintly, glowing deeper crimson. And being stronger makes hunting that much easier. His fingers flexed in front of him, as if already feeling the next throat in his grip. As hunting becomes easier, I'll gain experience even faster, which means... The lantern behind him flickered, casting long shadows across the blood-soaked floor. In this place, His lips curved upward, not with rage, not with madness, but with anticipation.
He lay back against the wooden floor, staring at the ceiling, blood still warm in the air. Can become infinitely strong. His fingers laced together over his face, elbows spread wide, as if savoring the thought. What a truly wonderful world. Slowly, he lifted the cloth that had strangled his prey, stretching it between both hands. His shoulders trembled once, then steadied. He lowered it and framed his own face with 2 fingers, peering through them playfully, eyes dark and amused. Through that narrow frame, the severed head stared blankly upward. His lips curved faintly. It's a pity I don't have a camera. Outside, footsteps approached along the corridor. A guard stood near the door, arms folded, unaware. Wood creaked. Tap. Tap. He turned slightly. "Are you in there?" A woman leaned against the wall nearby, adjusting her robe with mild irritation. "Ang, what took you so long?" The attendant scolded her under his breath. "Get in there. Even if he's a mute, a paying customer is still a customer." I know. Her hand slid the door open. "Sorry, am I a bit late?" Inside. Silence. The attendant frowned, sweat forming at his temple. His eyes narrowed. Honestly, though, are those 2 moving in together in there or something? Behind the door, the smell of blood lingered, and something inside was very much awake. The attendant rubbed his chin, irritation building. He stepped closer to the door and knocked hard. "Brother Marchill, it's been a while. Chosin, you come out now too." His fist struck the wood again. Bang! Bang! "Someone else is No, you should probably get some rest." Silence answered him. The doors trembled faintly. His brows twitched. Are these 2 seriously ignoring me?
His face reddened with annoyance. He leaned in, shouting through the crack, "This Ma Chilga!" The words shattered into a scream. "Kia!" The door burst inward. What's happening? His eyes bulged wide, white swallowing the pupils. Something heavy dropped from above with a sickening thud. A body. It dangled grotesquely in the doorway, thick rope biting into its neck, swollen belly hanging slack. The lantern light cast its shadow long and distorted across the floorboards. The attendant's voice shrank to a whisper. "Brother, Ma Chill."